Hi, we've been doing a series on resting in the Lord. This is the second one on sleep. So if you're having trouble sleeping, if you know someone that's having trouble sleeping, make sure they get this. I've noticed that many people today, actually in many countries around the world, are actually having trouble sleeping. They're waking up in the middle of the night, being filled with anxiety about the things that are going around them in the world. I have to admit that I struggle with that too. And so when you're sensitive at things that are going on, then sometimes in the middle of the night, it'll cause you to get up, or sometimes have trouble falling asleep, and sometimes not being able to stay asleep. So I want to say this to you very simply: sleep is from God. It's a blessing from God, and it's part of time for your body and your soul to be refreshed. Sleep is a good thing. And a lot of the pressures of the world around us will steal your sleep from you, which will mean that physically and emotionally you'll be less prepared to do the next day's work or the next day's activity. You need to be able to sleep. Sleep is a good thing. It's not sinful. So what I want to do is give you a set of pills, sleeping pills. You ready? Here's what the sleeping pills are. There's 3 sleeping pills from the book of Psalms and 1 sleeping pill from the book of Proverbs. I'll tell you what they are right to start off with, and then we'll go over them. It's Psalm 3, Psalm 4, Psalm 127, and Proverbs 3. You need to know this. You need to know where these verses are. You need to know where to turn to them so that you can go over them and know what they're saying, and reinforce this into your soul and your spirit and your body and be refreshed. Psalm 3, in the Hebrew it's in verse 6, and it says, Ani shachavti ve'ishana hikitzoti ki Adonai yismacheni. He's saying it's clear that this is a blessing from the Lord. He said, I went, I laid down, I slept well. When I finished sleeping, I got up, the Lord had blessed me, and it was God sustaining me, both to allow me to be able to sleep, and then through the sleep, being able to refresh my body and my soul. Let's go on. Here we go. Psalm chapter 4, the last verse. It says, B'shalom yachdav eshkeva, v'ishan ki ata Adonai levadad levetach toshiveni. So here it says, again, he says, he's talking something physically. I have lain down together, laying on my bed with shalom yachdav. Most people actually don't have problem sleeping physically. Their bodies is tired. It's their soul doesn't have peace, and so they're not able to let their body fall asleep. But he said, in total sleep, I have laid me down, and the Lord, and then I've woken up because the Lord is my God. And I just want to bless you with that as well, that when you lie down to go to sleep, your soul is going to be in peace, which will then allow your body to fall asleep. And if you're in a position that you were trying to sleep and your body is tired and you need it, but you can't sleep because you don't have peace in your soul, remember this verse. Proverbs 3, in the Hebrew it's verse 24. Im tishkav lo tifcha v'shachavta v'arva shnatecha. This word sweet, arva, is not like sweet like candy, but sweet like just enjoying it. And so here it says, not only will you be able to sleep, but your sleep will be something sweet to you, because your soul is resting and your body is resting. It's a pleasant, maybe the word pleasant would be good. It'll be a pleasant experience to you. So I just want to pray that, again, it's very specific here in all 3 of these verses. It said tishkav. You physically lie down, and then he says, and you will not be afraid. Here again is that theme, that it's not that you're not tired, it's that there's fear and anxiety that's keeping you from sleeping. And here it says, you will sleep, you will awake, and that period of time will be pleasant, it will be sweet, and it will be refreshing. Yeah, Psalm 127 also verse 2. Let's look at this. Shav lachem mashkimei kum machre shevet ochel lechem hatzabim ki yiten liyididav shina. Hallelujah. Well, it says it's vain for you to rise up early and go to bed late. I have to admit that I get up early a lot, and I'm up late a lot of times. But he says, you don't have to do that in vanity. You don't have to do that in strenuous working or just not being able to rest. He said, and don't eat the bread of sorrows. Now the word here, sorrows, is actually the word atzabim, which can mean sorrows, but it can also mean nervousness. You're just being nervous and anxiety and irritable and atzabim. This is like atzabim, at least in modern Hebrew. But it's saying, so you don't have to be that way. You don't have to be that everything is rushing around, that you're busy morning and night and you're upset all the time and nervous and nothing's wrong. He says, no, you don't have to do that, because God gives sleep to his beloved. He gives sleep to you just because he likes you. He loves you. Don't be worrying. Don't killing yourself. That's not pleasing God. He said, you think that's pleasing God? That you're upset all the time, you're overworked, you're overtired, you're never restful, you're never happy. He says, that's not pleasing me. He said, of course you have to work. But here's also, you don't have to be nervous and upset. He said, and you don't have to be up all the time, because God will give you sleep. Why? Because you're his friend, because he loves you. That's all there is to it. Father, I pray for myself and for everyone here that sleep is a blessing from the Lord, like air, like food, like water. It's part of life. It's part of what you give us. And I pray for everyone here that you will be able to sleep the right amount of hours and get up and be refreshed from that, not sleep and not be refreshed, not miss your sleep, not sleep too much, not sleep, but just be able to sleep and be refreshed physically. It will be pleasant to you and sweet to you, and God will give you that as a gift because he loves you. And I break, in the name of Yeshua, every curse and everything of the world, the flesh, and the devil that's bothering you and preventing you from able to have natural, good, God-given, restful sleep. I break that, and I bless your sleep pattern in the name of Yeshua, so you will be able to live a life of being rested and refreshed and happy. In Yeshua's name,